Park. She's the Early Learning Director, and then Dr. Jim Duggan. So today I have lots of questions, and I'm sure you all have many questions too. So as you have questions, I'm going to get to a few of them and see if we're answering them, and then we'll take time at the end for additional Q&A. So you may want to write some of them down. Okay. So first, I always think it's really important when we are asking about programs and things that are happening in communities. While they sound awesome, I think there's a lot of questions burning questions around barriers. You know, and does it look the same in our community? So I think my first question are, what have been some of the barriers or hurdles to your work in getting this off the ground? Just in case, you know, we're thinking about implementing something like that.
I mean, I will address the funding barrier to begin with, is that what we needed was our local community foundation to start in order to pull together the focus group, in order to commission the study, in order to help fund many of the other goals that they want MyROE to accomplish. So that's where we had to have that seed money first, and then when we decided to pursue basics and full adoption, full launch, we reached out and found McCormick Foundation as a partner. And so between DeKalb County Community Foundation and McCormick Foundation, we were able to hire a basics coordinator. When you look at basics, and what Dr. Ferguson will say is, one, you need a backbone organization, and then you need hired, dedicated staff. You cannot do the magnitude of community saturation that we are attempting without having those things in place first. And so in terms of that barrier of funding, you really have to look for partners and look for your larger foundations that align to our mission, but also look locally. Where are the private donors locally? Where are your other donations going to come from, where you can begin to build a sustainability plan?
I'm Heather. I work in Oak Park, which is a really supportive community, fortunately. So the barriers are not getting people engaged or really finding folks who are interested in this work. I find that, as I think maybe as Amanda said earlier, it was the people who are not having conversations that need to be had. So in my office, there are 4 things that we focus on. I'm the early learning person. We've got a person who, our ED focuses on building relationships with the community. We have a home visiting, so like a family engagement section, and then a health and development section. We're fortunate to have actual staff that works on these things in our lab. And we all sit together and work together and partner with each other, but it's still not fully aligned in a way that there's seamless work being done from birth or before birth until kids go to kindergarten and then in kindergarten and beyond. And so I feel like for us, the conversation is not around the support, but more around how we align all of those things so that then we can align ourselves in the early childhood world to the elementary world, and then have kids be successful.
I think I would add too that the practical one's time. You have to be, kindergarten teachers are very busy, so you have to be very thoughtful about making sure that you're supporting the teachers and are, just respectful of their time and make sure that you support them through this process. Also, I think you have to fight cynicism, that that there is resistance to this is just another assessment. You have to make sure that they understand, that the value and importance of it is noted. To express the importance of it. I think that what Dr. Nagel pointed out is like, kindergarten deficits are persistent is something that I picked up from Eric Erickson. So anything we can do to invest our time and energy and money before kindergarten is the best investment we can make. But not everybody knows that. So we really have to spend a lot of time educating the community about the importance of this investment. And it makes everybody's job easier if we do this right. But we have to make sure that we communicate that
Today we're very fortunate to have parents that have actually worked with the basics, and I would love to ask some questions of you as well. What have you learned from the basics, and how has it impacted your life?
Okay, well, a little nervous here. I'm not here in a professional capacity. So what we have actually learned as parents is that talking to our daughter and engaging with her matters more. Before you talk to your kid and things, but you don't know exactly that, maximizing love and managing stress actually is working. We're actually having more patience with her, things like that. My wife is super with her. Anytime my daughter has a tantrum or anything, she's the most tough. She talks it through with her, everything. That's a part of the managing stress aspect of it. I think that if it is implemented in the community more, that we have more chance, the kids around the community have more of a chance to learn. I've noticed that with my daughter, I'm just going to say how it impacted my family. Our whole family implements the basics. Even our daycare provider, who actually learned from the basics through a community event from the ROE, she actually implements it also. So our daughter, my wife reads to her every night. She discusses the stories with her. My daughter now helps her finish the stories and things like that. You ever do that?
Well, one thing that we also do and that my daughter loves doing is helping empty the dishwasher. And when we do that, she hands me the things and we tell her the name of it and we count how many forks are in there. And things like that helps her learn and helps her development too.
I would ask other and for the other panelists as well, how has your work directly impacted families and children that you've seen as well?
For me, I was a classroom teacher for many, many, many years, until just a couple of years ago. And so I felt like that was the best way to really touch children and their families and everything. Until, like Jacqueline was saying earlier, when you start seeing a bigger picture, you're like, I can probably touch a few more people like this. So for us as a collaboration, in my role, I think about the teachers and how instead of just being one teacher touching 20 children, I'm now touching the teachers, so I make sure that I ask them what they need, I ask them what their families need, what their kids need, and then I try to be the one that connects them to those things that they need. So the key is asking folks, or observing folks, or collecting data, or finding out what the needs are, and then being the guy that goes out and meets those needs or finds the people that can meet those needs.
I would say the Bradley School District, I say, has done incredible things with parent involvement. They do parent cafes where they're bringing in the community. We're also doing great outreach using the EDI information and the energy that's created to go out to local businesses. Even local taverns are donating money and resources to their parent cafes. So it's they're asking the community, I think, what they want, and then they're going out to the people that have the resources in the community to try and connect those two. So all of this is done through having a network and a system. But I think asking people what they want is an important part, but we sometimes skip over that.
So in thinking about just all of your work, and specifically on my North Train, thinking about working with other families that you see with across the community with friends, is it easy to teach the basics and share what's happening around it?
It is extremely easy to teach the basics. What I've found, although I'm not here in an employee basis, I do work for the ROE as a family success liaison, and a part of that is mentoring, and another part of that is making sure kid absences and numbers are I'm one of them, and it's so fun. It's really nice to do it and to know that when I'm sitting there singing to my daughter, she's actually learning. And she'll sing back, and that's again that repetition, and then you can explain it. And now she turned 2 in July, and it's like she knows so much, and she's saying new words every day. Now it's new phrases every day, so it's just like things. It's really amazing to watch. So a lot of people with kids seem to be really excited about it. Probably almost excited as I am.
I work at a local coffee shop in Sycamore where we live, and I see a lot of new parents come in with their young kids, and with the basics, I can talk to the kids and I can talk to the parents and teach them about the basics. And most of them are very curious about it, and they want to learn a lot.
Thank you. I think parents are really important in all of our work. When we're thinking about stakeholders coming to the proverbial table and getting multiple cross-sectors around the table, specifically ensuring that parents and families are represented, what are some of your strategies that you're doing to bring people to the conversation at your work?
So for us in Oak Park, we're about to enter the third year, or the next cycle of EDI. And what I found out, and I've only been in my role in 2019, so I'm just learning about all these things, but what I found out recently is that our kindergarten teachers were really interested in EDI and the data that got collected from it, maybe because they were the ones to enter the data, maybe that's why they want to know. But